Welcome to the London Pirates versus Cape Town City post-match press conference. We are joined by the away team coach Benni McCarthy and Tabu Nudar. Welcome, gentlemen. Coach, game of two halves. Started with a 2-goal lead and finished off 3 goals all. So, just your take on the match tonight?
I think, first of all, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the spectacular. The league's moving up, huh? But yeah, I think I was very happy with the way we started the game, because I think this week on the tactics we worked on, we identified the strengths of Pirates and the weaknesses, obviously, and I think we focused more on if we can maintain them where they're really strong, and then we'll always create opportunities where we can capitalize and then go to the middle in behind, because obviously with the speed that we have up front, Madara, Martin, Kermit Erasmus, and then also Fakhri Lakay coming in. So yeah, we've got 4 really speedy guys. So we didn't want players coming towards the ball, coming and then spinning behind, and I think it worked to a T. We got some fantastic joy. We scored 2 goals, and I think we could have easily added to that tally. Fakhri puts a chance away, 1 against 1 with the goalkeeper. You got to be ruthless. Then you go 3-0 up, and I think as good as a unit Orlando Pirates are, with 3-0 down, yeah, the fans, and I know these fans very well. 3-0 down, then life becomes really tough, because the fans on your back, and as players you make a mistake, then it becomes extremely difficult for them. But yeah, we let them off the hook as we do so every other game, But I think both teams, they gave people their money's worth, and then credit to Pirates. The fans got a bit agitated, but they kept on doing their thing. They kept on playing, and they started pushing at us, and we 2-0 up, and then we sat back a little bit and invited the pressure. And yeah, when you do that, you allow them now to start shooting from everywhere, and then a little lucky ricochet bounce in the back of the net, and then all of a sudden you against the ropes, and Orlando Pirates team with the players that they had last season, and in the team your Lodge, your PSL player of the season, Mabaso, who's come from Celtic and who's in magnificent form. You've got these players coming at you, Makarenge, and yeah, you're bound to create opportunities, and the opposition is bound to panic a bit, and then you make a mistake, and then we allow them in, and then just before halftime they go 2-2 up, and yeah, life becomes tough. And then in the half, in the break, we suffered tremendous, because with the heat and the altitude, and that Kermit and Fakhri Lakay just couldn't breathe. Both players were vomiting and feeling very illish. And yeah, me obviously as a senior and as a parent, I don't think I would want my kids to suffer at any sport in that manner. So I think for me it's all about player safety more than anything, more than winning a football match or keeping them on the pitch at all costs, because we've caused our opposition a lot of trouble. And then yeah, I opted for bringing in the 2 young players, bringing fresher legs in, because I think Kermit and Lakay wouldn't have given us anything in the second half, because yeah, they've worked extremely hard through that first 45 minutes, and and then the game opened up, and I think it became a bit more easier for Pirates having 2 young players and Craig Martin at the top than having to face a Kermit Erasmus and a Fakhri Lakay. So yeah, then Pirates then took a bit control of the second half, and yeah, Pirates being Pirates, get an opportunity, then they punish you with a set piece where we've been a bit vulnerable, corners. The big guys come through, and then obviously Alfred rise above everyone, scoring, and then putting them 3-2 up, and then you think, I don't think, as good as we've been, that's what we're going to get. But the never say die attitude, and I think the gentleman that I have next to me, wow. gold star because it's 20, 21, 22-year-old kid. You don't expect to have. Yeah. How old are you?
24, of course.
How? You should have taken 22. But
He forgot his football age.
hey, yeah, hey. Now chances of going to Europe is 22, they're right there. Hey, you know, people that seen the game, hey, we want that youngster. Now you just made yourself. So yeah, and then I think, you know, when you have characters like this, somebody that who's been out for 8 to 9 months with injury and coming back and then showing that, that tenacity. That's what you call it, tenacity, pushing, driving players, driving people, because I think at a stage it looked like I was defeated. On that pitch, we were defeated because I think Pirates were just knocking it, and because they were 3-2 up, they were winning now from a 2-0 losing position when the fans got in their back, and now they're cruising. So yeah, it looked like we were defeated, but when you have players like this, you know, and I think as much as you think, you're not built for this anymore because you need to be, and I think players like that gives you hope, wanting to coach, because at least if there's one out of a bunch that gives you that's what I want, that's what I'm looking for, just one person to turn, and then it can affect everybody else. And I think, he never gave up. And I think on the pitch we started to believe a little bit more. And then, chances were falling to us, but it fell to the youngest player on the team, Shane Roberts. And, you know, he was a bit phased with playing at Orlando Stadium in front of this fantastic crowd and against Orlando Pirates. So, the occasion does get the better of you. And then 2 chances where he should have pulled us back, and he missed it. But then the last ditch one from a corner, eventually it felt kind, and he had the order, the calmness to slot it in and gave us the draw. So I think, in all fair, I think fair enough. Maybe they would be the happier that they got a draw out of it. But for me, I think it was 2 points drop really, and that's my take on the game.
9 minutes later, we're now open for questions from the floor. Please, by the show of hands, as per norm, identify yourself as well as the media company you represent prior to asking your question.
Coach Benni, you always speak fondly of that. Do you think that he's ready for Europe? And then the second question, we haven't seen a striker that scores in and out. Abbas, I think he's coming okay. I mean, you have been a striker. I mean, how do you feel about his performance at the moment? And the last question, seemingly we are believing in local coaches. I mean, Rhulani since taking over from Orlando Pirates, what are your impression about his coaching at the moment?
But who?
Rhulani.
Ask someone else that question. I can only, I don't know. I don't know what they do with Pirates on a day-to-day, so I can't speak for something that I don't know. So I'm not in a position. I think he's got one of the best jobs in the country. You know, to coach Orlando Pirates. I've played there, but I know when it's good, you are king in Josie everywhere. When it's not, good luck. But I genuinely, I don't know the things they do, but it's good to see that young coaches are being given opportunity, and wish him all the luck. So that's about it that I can say. But from the question that you asked me about this young gentleman, I think he's got what it takes to play in all the biggest leagues in Europe. And it takes a lot to say that, because I think there's not a lot of players in South Africa that I can say from what I've seen that's got what it takes. And I think it's more than talent. It's more than, I think you need tenacity. You need passion. You need to play the game like you've been when you played on the streets with your kids. And this is his kid. Every single time he's able to put foot on that pitch, it's a mission to get him off. It's a mission, and I think, yeah, where do you see that in our performance today? They come on time, or when they say 9 o'clock in the dressing room, some of them 1 minute past 9, 2 minutes past 9, there's no that responsibility, you know? And it's small little details that shows you a player's willingness, a player's desire to play at the level where they deserve to be. And I don't know at other clubs, but yeah, next to me, that's the example of a professional player, right there. Never late, never miss a training, whatever Tafik knocks or bum, always wants to train, always want to stay extra, always want to do more, and in the games you see it. Runs the most. People say he's not this, he's not that, he's not that. And I think for me, if I make a comparison, I say, you take N'Golo Kante out of Chelsea, you put Thabo Ndada in there, I don't think people would spot the difference. So he's got what it takes. It's just get the opportunity, someone to take him there. I don't know who, you know. But he's together with Percy Tau. Those are players that I know would get into Europe and will stay there for a long time because they've got the Lucas factor, Lucas Radebe, Mark Fish, Sean Bartlett, Quentin Fortune, Benni McCarthy, Sibusiso Zuma, Siyabonga Nomvete, Udramas,
Pina.
Huh?
Pina.
Schillaci, Steven Pienaar, mentioned already. Yeah. These are players who went to Europe and made a career, 10 years or more. And that's what and he's got what that crop, the late Shoes Michel, Chippa Masinga, he's got a little bit of that. What we had, he's got. And Percy Tau's definitely got, that's why he's playing Champions League football.
Temba?
Temba Shabala, Joseph from Sports. Coach, as the game was playing, I saw the heated moments between the two young South African coaches on the benches. I would like to know, at the end of the game, you shake hands and it's all gone. What was it about that you and Rhulani had that little exchange of words on the bench? And why is it that Benni McCarthy sometimes has a one-on-one with the coach whenever the game is playing? Thank you.
I think listen, this is a sport not for the faint-hearted. It's a job where it doesn't depend on you, you depend on players. So you get fired, so tempers flare, emotions flare. And if you see certain things doesn't go according to how you've planned or how you've structured or how you've expected it to go, and then you need to take it out on someone. And whoever is annoying you on the other side, I think that's the best person to receive what you can't get, because with players on that pitch with the noise levels and them having to focus on playing, you can shout and you can shout. Maybe they see you at the corner of your eye, but they know there's a swear word or there's a beat you up coming, so they don't look the other way, they keep playing. So it bottles up more, and then the opposition coach maybe say the wrong thing in the wrong time. And then now, what I can't get out there, I'm kicking because it's a stone throw away from me. No, but I think the incident, it was just when we were 2-0 up. And you understand, the fans, it's heated, so you want quick, players must rush. And then you go 3-2 up, you're kicking balls away, and what annoyed me the more, because I would never do that. If the opposition player comes and the ball bounces, he's about to pick it up, and then me as a coach, I pick it up, and then you throw the ball behind. So there's a new rule apparently that came out. A coach can get a booking for kicking the ball and throwing out. Yeah, because you now threw 3-2 up, and then nothing was said, nothing was done, And yeah, I could see the frustrations on Mkhize's face. So yeah, I know he's got the respect for the opposition because it's the opposition coach and it's a senior coach. But if you can't respect my players, my friend, you don't deserve my respect. And I just felt he needed to know my thing. So I just told him, you're winning now, huh? You can kick balls and throw. He said, yeah, you'll see. And then when I said, then when he was chasing for balls, I said, hey, leave it there, now you want to play quick. So it was just about a little bit of, just not put the knife in, but gamesmanship. How? When you're winning, you kick balls away. Now you're losing, you rush, come. There's 3-4 balls on the pitch. So I was just directing more into that. But it wasn't a fight, man. If it's a fight, he won't come out on top. I can assure you. He won't come out. But no, listen. I'm saying, if there was fighting or that, I'm just saying that the coach wouldn't come out on top. But there was no fight. It was just down and...
We get your point. Next question.
Coach Tshepo Mabuza from Football Conversations. I know Benni McCarthy, the player who won league championships and numerous trophies. Is Benni McCarthy this season of the coach going to go for the league this season?
Of course, as a coach and as a football club, you always discuss, you always have discussions with your players about where they see themselves in the season, what they've hoped to achieve, and I think that was one of the goals. And we've hit a bit of a slow puncher. I'm saying that you're playing fantastic football, good entertaining, scoring lots of goals, but we simply just can't seem to get over the line with the way we play. So so I'm saying it's a slow puncher. We don't know where the hole is that's leaking, that's slowing the team down a little bit. But we'll work on it. And the injured players are coming back. So, but we've not given up on. Maybe that's high inspirations, but we think we have a squad good enough, players good enough to compete with the likes of Orlando Pirates, the Sundowns, the Chiefs, the Wits, Super Sports of this world, that we can give them a run, we can push them, and we can challenge. I'm not saying that we would win the league, we would love to win the league, but we can challenge for it, most certainly.
Take the final 2 questions that you want to answer. But let's, in the blue.
Coach, my name is Mahlatse from Tiso Blackstar. My first question has been partly answered. I was going to ask, in your analysis of the season so far, where are the challenges? Because I don't think this is how you wanted to start. And then the second question would be going back to Pesitao. You will soon be going to Real Madrid. You played at Imposing Stadium in the past, I'm sure many times before. If you were to advise him, if he gets an opportunity to play, because I see they are not actually playing in the Champions League, what would you advise him to carry himself out like when he goes into a stadium like that?
On Pesitao, I think, listen, the kids, he's doing what he's supposed to do. You can only work hard. At the end of the day, it's down to the coach, down to the management that they select you. But I watch them because obviously I do switch on to watch FC Bruce because there's a South African there and it's Pesitao. You like to see how he's doing and how he's progressing, And they've got really good team, good strong team, and he must just keep working. Listen, the season is long and good players, bad players, you get injuries. And then when the call comes, then he must take it. And I think like I said to my team today, whether you play the biggest teams, the Orlando Pirates or that you don't play you shouldn't let the occasion play you, because playing Orlando Pirates, the history of the club and what the club has achieved all these years, and playing at the stadium, it's not something that players get to achieve every time. So you shouldn't let the occasion play in here and you start watching what's happening elsewhere and forget about playing your game. You play the occasion. You don't let the occasion play you, and the same must go for Percy Tau. Real Madrid is just like a normal league game. It's just the history is far better than teams that he face on a daily basis. But what he would do playing on a local league match for his team in Bruges, when he gets the opportunity to play against Real Madrid, you do exactly the same. Because the minute you want to start adjusting your game, and that's when now you're putting too much pressure on yourself, because it's a bigger team, it's a different occasion. Just do what you do, prepare the way you prepare for every game, and then and then if you've got your moment to do some magic, something a little bit extra, you do it, But he shouldn't let the occasion play him, because he plays at the Bernabeu, and people want to stand and look and see Ronaldo played here, or this one played here. He must just play his own game, because I think he's a good quality player to not be faced by anything.
Final question.
Thomas Roti from Elders FM. Tabo, you scored a very beautiful goal, a stunner. What do you attribute your game success to? What helps you maintain consistency in each and every game that you play? And how easy do you find it to be on the pitch with supporting players and a supporting coach next to you? And where do you see your game in the next 2 to 3 years going? Coach Benny, you spoke of the Orlando Pirates job being a very beautiful job, one of the greatest jobs to have.
They've got a coach, big coaching staff.
Would you coach Orlando Pirates tomorrow?
I know where the question is.
Would you coach Orlando Pirates tomorrow? Thanks.
Matandas.
Can you give her the microphone, please? Thank you. Tabo?
Afternoon. Consistency. I think it's only been 3 games, so I'm falling short in that question, but I think it's just about going in every day at training and trying to be better than yesterday. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to be better than yesterday. I tried to run more yards than the day before. I tried to make better passes. I tried to work harder. And I think if you have a solid 5-day week, I think in the match it becomes a norm that you do things that you weren't even expecting to do. And same with how we scored the goals today. We knew exactly how we'd get in behind them. I knew exactly that if I had to turn with playing on the shoulder of the midfielders, I'd have acres of space, because Kermit would drag them away and I'd have space to run. And with the first one, you saw I dragged Kermit dragged them, he ran, I played it behind. The second one, he takes them far, keepers no watching, shoot, and it's a goal. From here, I just think keep to the same thing. I think we've got a good team. I just think sometimes people don't realize how good we can be. I think sometimes people switch off. I think sometimes people don't man up. By man up, I mean, in the second week in a row, you can't have a team going from box to box. Someone's got to break it down. Someone's got to risk taking a yellow card. And with where I see myself, I think the coach has said it. I don't think I need to utter any more of those words. I think to anybody who's read any interviews about me, of where I want to see myself in the next few years, I've said it, and I say it in words. I'm going to show it on the field. I'm 24, and at the end of the season, I'd like to do big things for myself and go overseas.
22.
22. 22.